Dear students, welcome to the online teaching session of AC bridges. Here in this video, we will derive the general expression for bridge balance. So, schematic diagram representation of basic AC bridge network. AC bridge means alternating current bridges. These methods are of outstanding importance for the measurement of electrical quantities. The electrical quantities such as the measurement of inductance, capacitance, storage factor and loss factor. This AC bridge is a natural outgrowth of our Wheaton's bridge. This bridge, in its basic form, it consists of mainly three parts. One is the arms of the AC bridges. Here it consists of four arms. And first arm is from A to B. Second arm is from A to D. Third arm is from B to C. And the fourth arm is from C to D. These are the four arms of an AC bridge. And these four amps and a source of excitation and detector. These are the three main components of a basic AC bridge. Next, general expression for bridge balance. The conditions for balance of bridge requires that there should be no current through the detector. Here you can see the detector. The no current flow means it requires the potential difference between the points B and D should be 0. This will be the case when the voltage drop from A to B is equal to the voltage drop from A to D. The potential difference between the points A and B is E1 and the potential difference between the points A and D is E2. So, for a bridge to be balanced, the condition is E1 is equal to E2. Here you can see this E1 is a drop across this Z1. So, E1 is equal to I1 Z1 and E2 is equal to I2 Z2. And here I1 Z1 is equal to I2 Z2. And also, there is another condition to be satisfied because there is no current flow through the detector. So, the current flowing from A to B is same as the current I3 because this same current will be flowing from A to B and from B to C because there is no current flow through the detector. So, I1 is equal to I3. Here also this I2 also is equal to I4. So, I1 is equal to I3 is equal to current is equal to voltage divided by impedance. So, it is equal to the total drop E divided by the impedances Z1 plus Z3. These are connected in series. So, therefore, Z1 plus Z3. Then also I2 is equal to I4. That also equal to the total drop E divided by impedances Z2 and Z4. These are connected in series. Therefore, this Z2 plus Z4. So, when we are substituting the values of I1 and I2 here in this expression, then we'll obtain the expression, general expression for bridge balance as Z1, Z4 is equal to Z2, Z3. This is a main equation for a bridge to be balanced. These are the main AC bridges. This is basic AC bridge, then Maxwell's bridge, Hayes bridge, Anderson bridge, Shearing bridge, Heaviside bridge, Wien's bridge, Owens bridge, De Sauty's bridge and Carey-Foster bridge. In this module, we have to study the Maxwell's bridge, Shearing's bridge and Wien's bridge. Dear students, welcome to the online teaching session of Maxwell's inductance bridge. This is the basic schematic diagram representation of Maxwell's inductance bridge. Here, in this Maxwell's inductance bridge, it measures an inductance by comparison with a variable standard self-inductance. So by using this Maxwell's inductance bridge, we can measure an unknown inductance. This L1. L1 is the unknown inductance of resistance R1. L2 is the variable inductance of its resistance small r2. And capital R2 is the variable resistance connected in series with the inductor L2. R3 and R4 are non-inductive resistances. So in the previous video, we have derived the general expression for bridge balance, and it is equal to Z1 Z4 is equal to Z2 Z3. Here Z1 is the impedance of the first term. Here in the first term we have resistance and inductance connected in series. So the expression is R1 plus J omega L1 into Z4 is the fourth resistance, and it consists of only a resistance R4. So here we have R4 is equal to Z2. Z2 is the impedance of the second arm. It consists of two resistances, capital R2 and small r2, and an inductance L2. So the expression is R2 plus small r2 plus j omega L2 into Z3. Z3 is the third arm impedance, and it consists of only a resistance R3. So on substituting, it is R3. So the expression becomes R1 R4 plus j omega L1 R4 is equal to R2 plus small r2 into R3 plus j omega L2 R3. Comparing real parts, you'll obtain R1 R4 is equal to R2 plus small r2 into R3. Therefore, from this expression, we have R1 is equal to R3 by R4 into R2 plus R2. Comparing imaginary parts, you'll obtain this L1 R4 is equal to L2 R3. L1 R4 is equal to L2 R3. So from this expression, we can find out L1 is equal to R3 by R4 into L2. So at balanced condition, L1 must be equal to R3 by R4 into L2, and R1 is equal to R3 by R4 into R2 plus R2. So we can find out the unknown value of inductance and resistance. This is the phasor diagram representation of Maxwell's inductance bridge. Here I1 is the reference, and I1 R1 is this one, I1 R1. I1 R1 plus I1 omega L1 is equal to E1 because resistance and inductance are connected in series. So that is equal to the resultant is I1 R1 plus I1 omega L1 is E1. This is E1. At balanced condition, this E1 must be equal to E2. Therefore, we can write E1 is equal to E2. And next, here we have I3. E3 is equal to this I1 into R3. So I1 R3 is here. I1 is in series with this I1 R3. So this is equal to E3. So at balance condition, this E3 must be equal to E4. So we can write E3 is equal to E4. The resultant of this E1 or E3 is equal to the resultant of E2 plus E4, and that is equal to the total potential difference E. So here the resultant of this two are E, and this is the phasor diagram representation of Maxwell's inductance bridge. Dear students, welcome to the online teaching session of Maxwell's inductance capacitance bridge. In the previous video, we have discussed Maxwell's inductance bridge. Here, this one is the Maxwell's inductance capacitance bridge. In these types of bridges, the inductance is measured by comparison with a standard variable capacitance. Thus the name Maxwell's inductance capacitance bridge. The first term consists of the unknown inductance L1, and the balance condition is achieved by varying the standard variable capacitor C4. Here L1 is the unknown inductance, R1 is the effective resistance of inductor L1. This is R1 is the effective resistance of inductor L1. R2, R3 and R4. R2 is here in the second arm, R3 is in the third arm, and R4 in the fourth arm. These are the non-inductive resistances. And last C4 is variable standard capacitor. So at balance condition, the condition for balance is Z1, Z4 is equal to Z2, Z3. So on substituting for Z1 means impedance of the resistor. It consists of resistance and inductance connected in series. So the expression for impedance is R1 plus j omega L1. This is Z1. Then Z4. Z4 is, you can see this resistance and capacitor are connected in parallel. So when we are connecting this resistance and capacitance RC combination in parallel, then the expression for impedance will be R divided by 1 plus j omega CR. So here we have R4 and C4. So it is R4 divided by 1 plus j omega C4 R4 is equal to Z2 Z3. In the balance expression, this Z2 Z3. Z2 is impedance of the second arm. Here you have only a single resistance R2. So Z2 is R2 and Z3 is R3. So this is equal to R2 R3. So R1 R4 is equal to R1 R4 is equal to this R1 R4 plus j omega L1 R4 is equal to R2 R3 plus j omega C4 R4 R2 R3. So by comparing real and imaginary parts separately, we will obtain R1 as is equal to R2 R3 divided by R4 and L1 as R2 R3 C4. The circuit quality factor is expressed as Q is equal to omega L1 by R1. Here you have the values of L1 and R1. These are unknown inductance and unknown resistance. So when we are substituting these values, we will obtain thus omega C4 R4. And here you can see the phasor diagram representation of Maxwell's inductance capacitance bridge. I1 is our reference. So I1 R1 is here. It is in phase with this I1 R1. I1 R1 plus I1 omega L1 is E1 because these are connected in series. So E1 must be equal to E2. And here at balance condition, this E1 must be equal to E2. And E2 is I2 R2. Here you can see I2 R2. So I2 must be here. I2. So this E1 plus E3 must be equal to E, or E2 plus E4 must be equal to E. So here you can see E3 is I1 R3. So it must be in phase with this I1. So it is equal to E3, and this E3 plus E1. E3 plus E1 must be equal to E. You can see IC is 90 degree from this I1 because here you can see this is IR in phase with this